be discussing the pivot table at this point. Now, in simple words, what this pivot table actually does is to help summarize a bulky data into a simplified format, a format that is really good for quick analysis. For example, we want to analyze maybe sales for a particular district, a particular state, or a particular branch. All these things will come in handy, especially if you have a bulky data. So let's look at this sample formula that I got first, used to practice with. We have full name, job title, department, business unit, the gender, the age, hire date, the annual salary, and the bonuses that each person has received. Now, this country has branches in the USA, in China, and so this is also part of the information we need, the exit date also, and then the cities in each country. Now, the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to come to make sure that your cursor, this your box, is somewhere within the database. When we want to do this, always forget it's somewhere between within your information or your data set. Let me put it that way. So you come to your insert. Can you see this is the table? You can see it there, the pivot table. Now, already, because I selected something here, you can see that it is already, those dashes are dancing around already, means they are selected the whole data set. The whole data set has been connected. So you can either put it on a new worksheet or an existing one. For now, let's try both. Let's try the first one, existing worksheet, and this time you just choose a location by pressing here. Let's assume I press this place now, or can we use here? Okay, let's use that place as the location for the pivots then. Okay, once we press OK, we are on track. Now, this um thing you are seeing here that I'm hovering around is called the field list. If I take it away, you won't see it. Can you see? If I put it back, you will see it. Now, let's first work on creating a simple data pivot table from here. So, naturally, I want to explain something to you. These boxes are the boxes that pop up. They are the major components of this table. Now, for these values, any information here that is value, this is where it goes. No matter the situation, you have to put it here first. At the end of the day, it puts it in the column, but you have to put it here to identify that this is actually a value that I'm dealing with. Then, of course, this one is what you want to actually use to filter the remaining reports, to help you filter the remaining reports. Then the rows, what you want to be in the rows. Let's play around this first. The fields. Let's start with the filter. I want to put the business unit. I want to put the business unit because the business unit actually contains the departments and all of that. So let's put it here. Let me scroll here so you will see what I'm saying. Can you see it's business unit? It has the IT, the finance, the blah blah blah. They belong. Each department has business units in it. So I would like it to be in my filter reports. Then we can put columns. What do we want to put in the column? Let me put country, because we now want to look into two different countries. Let's put it here. Let's see, for the row, can we put department, and can we put, say, job title and full name? So let's take it one by one. Let's first put the department. Can you see that I'm just dragging it? You click on it, then you drag it and you put it here. Department. Let me go slide to this side so you see what is happening. Everything I'm doing is actually showing up here. I've put this here. Should we put the, let's put the job title to know that, okay, in this department, this title, let's put their full name. Our full name is here. So let's assume we actually want to analyze their annual salary. I'll put it in value, and maybe their bonuses. Let's see the bonus that they had. Now I'm going to close this. Don't forget, anytime I need it, I'll just come up here to the field list and I'll get it out. Now look at what it has done in a short and easy form. It has actually brought out this table. So what has it done? It's telling me now that in the for example, the accounting department, they are not much there. But if I click on this, can you see? In This is a summary of the salaries for for the accounting department, the summary of the bonus percentage. Now, for Brazil, this is for China, and this is for the United States. At the end of the day, the total of the whole the annual salary for everything, both Brazil, China, USA, is actually here. I hope we understand. We will understand better as we go. Now, as the analysts that we have there, we have Abigail, we have Alice, we have all these people there, and these are their performances easily for you to do sharp sharp. You don't have to start saying, okay, let me look for this person, let me filter, let me see information about Abigail, let me see. No, I want to handle the analyst. I want to handle the ones that are analysts too. All their names are here and these are their performances. These are their salaries, I mean. The reason why I'm saying performances is because you can actually use this as HR. I have used it before. You can use it as HR to be able to know what each person performed, their sales in their own space, because it was a business that had it was a business that owned three businesses. So for me to be able to easily cut across and know that, okay, this is what one person did, this thing came in very handy for me. So I just want to see, okay, what did our restaurant do? Brr, these are the people there. These are the managers so far, the managers for the restaurant, the managers for the patisserie, the managers for the designs, everything. It is very easy. I'll just come here and look at it. Can you see that for director? You can see for other people. You can just work on and on and on. You will see a whole lot. Now, this is what I want to explain to you here. You see this place now, you can now filter. You can select multiple items and say, okay, I can see this is for all of them. But at the moment, I want to see only all the corporates. I want to see only all the people in the business unit corporate under each department. Then I press OK. Can you see that it has shrinked the information? So now the analysts in the corporate, they are just these ones. The analysts too in corporate, we have only one. And that one is even in China. We don't have in Brazil, and we don't have, oh, okay, we don't have in the US. In this case, we have senior analysts only in the US. We don't have in Brazil, we don't have in China. I hope you're appreciating how all this information is actually working. So you can do the same for others so we don't waste our time. I'm sure you'll be able to do that by now. Another beautiful thing that it helps you to do is sharp sharp. You can filter. For example, let me say here, let me come here and I deselect. Let's say I'm not looking for account department, I'm looking for only human resource, for example. Okay, I wanted to click on this, not this. Okay, human resource. Can you see that? For the human resource, look at what it's showing. Just this is showing, and the other, and other people under it, under every other thing. Like I can come here now, human resource, and I want only research and development. No, I want only research and development. You see, it has reduced it. It has reduced it. So all these people are human resource, and this is the research and development department. It is that easy and it is that simple. Another thing we should consider, you see this my table. If you look deeply on your own, you probably might see pivot table analyze. That table, you will see this too. You will see options and design. This design too, you can actually do a whole lot with it. For example, you can choose this, you can choose this. Do you understand? You can brand columns, you can, let's start with subtotal. So we have don't show subtotal. Let me click on it and you see what happens. Did you notice that there's no summary of what happens here? There's no summary there at all. Let me even come here and try and select everything again so that we have that bulk information. Now let me come back. Let me say show all subtotals at the bottom of the group. Now after this analyst, the total is what? They put the subtotal. Can you see it? That is what is in bold there. The subtotal is actually there. Now, if I go back again, I can decide to show those at the top. So you see on top of the analyst, we can see it. Analyst 2, we can see it right there at the top. These things are very easy and straightforward. They are not difficult. They are not things that you cannot get. At the same time, you have, okay, at the top, but I like mine at the bottom. It actually makes more sense to me. I don't want it at the top. I'd like to have them at the bottom so that when I'm looking at Abigail, when I'm looking at this, that, it will be easier for me to quickly come here and see what is happening. Now, for the grand total, by default, this thing does all the grand total for you. That's what you are seeing here. All this total sum of annual salary, total sum of bonus, and all of that. So if I do this, if I say off for rows and columns, see what we have here. It has taken off all the grand total. So I don't have all the grand total. So if you don't need it, you can actually just do this. This is all you need. You don't need the grand total. But I assure you that most of the times we end up needing all those um, grand total. For example, if I put it only on this side, you see it here. Can you see that everything came to appear here? Total of this, total of that. I can also still put it for um yeah, that's row only, column only. Can you see that? Hold on. Yeah, so you can have rows only, and you can also have columns only, where it will be down. Your grand total will be down. I hope you can see that. And at the same time, me, I would just rather have it either both ways, as long as it's not disturbing me. I like to have it both ways. I hope we understand this very well. Now, report layout. We can have it by default, it comes with compact. This is the compact form. It shows you the compact form. And you can always have it in other ways here. See, show outline. Can you see that? It's separating all the outline, showing everything like that. You can also have show in tabular form. See, it's showing as a table. All these things, you see it as a table with the grid lines and all of that. So you can repeat all item labels. Can you see that? Accounting, analyst. I really don't like that. I don't. Do not repeat label items. I prefer my work to come out like this. But either ways, I think I am still gonna go for the compact form any day, any time. Now we move to blank. Insert blank lines after each item. Once I do that, did you notice there's now space after analyst? There's a space before analyst 2. That's what it does. You can remove it. If I remove it, you see it's closed up and it's close to each other, so no space is there anymore. I think that's that for that. I've explained all of these. Let me go back to options. What are we looking at here? Okay, I still want to edit this field. I want us to play around it for you to know that you can actually have different options. So I'm going to leave this in the business unit. Depending on what you want to analyze, you have to think what do I really need? That's why I want to try and shuffle this again. So in the role, can I leave the job title, full name? Let's remove this bonus. Let's say we don't want it. I'll put it back. Let's assume we don't want it. We can leave the country. Yeah, we can leave the country. Okay. Look at what happened. It is now lesser. So all it is just showing me is the grand total. I don't need all other information before. And the reason why I can use it, because I actually don't need all those information again. Look at it. It's now small. I can look at it. Okay, Abigail made this person made this, and this is how much we made in the United States. This is how much we made in Brazil, China, you understand, and this is the grand total. So it's actually okay to have it like this. Sometimes you don't actually need too much information on a particular table. We just want to deal with certain kind of information, which doesn't have to be so much. Now if you look up here, you see these buttons. You see this, but it means, for example, here, when I click on this, you see that it collapsed it. When I click on this, it collapsed it. What is the essence of this? I'm not interested in director at the moment. So let me remove the director. I want to collapse that. But I can open this again. I want to look at analyst. So what this button does, if I do this, if it's not there, so if you have done your table peradventure along the line, you're wondering that it's not giving me the ability to close anything here. It's not giving me the ability to just come here, buttons, add it. Add field headers, you can remove it. Can you see? It's all gone. And then you can put it back. They are all there. So these are the things that you actually need for now that could actually help you and make your work faster and make your work a little bit easier. I'm trying to look through to make sure that I am not forgetting something. Okay, let's talk about your sum. Let me come here. Let me get the field list. So here, if you notice, once I put the annual salary, it showed you some. It showed you some. Now let me explain something to you. When you click on it, you will see this. Then you say value field settings. This is what you do. For example, here I might not want to see sum of salary. I can write anything that I want. But at this point, I think it's not bad to actually have um sum of salary there. It's not bad. It's not bad. Now, I'm just trying to explain to you that you can actually have the average of all the salaries instead of that grand total, instead of that being sum. I mean, you just see you can pick average, you can pick the maximum. That's what you want to show. You can pick product, you can do count numbers, the number of times it appears, a whole lot you can choose here. It doesn't have to be only sum. But at this moment, I'm just using some because most of the time that is what we use. And then if you notice the numbers are not yet formatted, we can come here and say number format. It is on general. No. Let's keep it as a currency. Naira, two decimal places. I'll say okay and I'll say okay. You see, it has changed all those things to Naira for me because I'm not dealing in dollars. It's Naira. So this is the amount at the moment for all of this. I hope this has been explanatory enough for you. This is just the first part of this table. I am still going to have to explain some other things in the next class. Just make sure you are practicing so that all of this stays. And when you practice well, you become a master of this. Don't be overwhelmed. You can do it. See you in the next class. Bye.